All right, I don't know if you can see that. I'm looking right into the sun, but there's a family there. I just passed, and it's a dad and a mom, and the dad was walking this little black dog, and the mom was pulling a little pink sled. Sorry, the Nike app keeps saying resuming workout. With a little girl, looked maybe like 2 years old or something, and the little girl looked up at me and smiled, and I was like, hello. And that just inspired me. It is January 2nd, Saturday, 9:47 a.m., and things are changing. It's a whole new year. I've done a tour of the ByWard market, Christmas Eve, Boxing Day. I did one yesterday. And then the phone got too cold and died in the middle. So if this ends awkwardly, that's what's happening. But I just thought I'd do a quick one again. I'm jogging. And obviously, see, in the past, it's been evening runs. But then, it's in the morning right now. And I just filmed a record of my dream this morning that I'll post. And then I posted my Instagram story so you can all catch up. But in short, I sort of looked at my phone. It was like 7:52 or something. I'm like, well, I guess that's about 10 hours. And then my CPAP machine said 10 hours on the dot from the time I turned it on to the time I turned it off. And then I was like, okay, it's around 8 a.m. But I need to tidy up my room a bit because the cleaning lady comes today. And I did that. And then I got up around 9 upstairs. And I knew it would surprise my dad. He's like, oh, it's pretty early. I'm like, yeah, it's my New Year's resolution to go to bed earlier. And he was just sitting in his bathrobe doing a crossword puzzle or something. And he's like, oh, your mom got up terribly early this morning. And by the time I got down here, she had already done a puzzle. And I guess she was out exercising. She usually meets up with her friends or goes to, I don't know, some exercise class or something. Gyms are closed now, so she must be off running with a friend. And he's like, she did it wrong, so fortunately she did it in pencil. Anyways, here's a quick look at ByWard Market. Here, I'll stop for a second. Look how beautiful that is. And the app says pausing workout, and then Ottawa sign here. So this is Saturday, January 2nd. This is what ByWard Market looks like. Pretty empty, except for somebody's got some kind of bike thing there. So yeah, and then I said, yeah, go to bed early from now on. And then I just had a quick little bowl of cashew cereal that my mom bought. And then I was like, I'm going off. I even took out some recycling from my bedroom, put it in the garbage area, and then I started running, and I've been listening to a podcast, YouTube creators, and they're talking about what's changed in YouTube for 2021 that you need to address. And they were just talking about all the new features. They said there's YouTube stories. I didn't even know that. I thought I saw somebody posting a story, but I couldn't find it. I'll have to check again. And there's like, you can post photos, kind of like Instagram. And they were saying some people just take their Instagram photos and post them on YouTube. I'm like, oh, and you can put polls and whatever. So maybe I'll start moving my community over to YouTube, because that's where you can actually make money on videos. And my Instagram seems to be kind of stagnant. I hope you're enjoying this tour. Not much to see today. Although the snow is nice. I guess if you're in a place that doesn't have lots of snow, this is a nice rare treat. Part of what I wanted to do with my daily runs is just at least to experience the seasons. Because in the summer, I was sleeping most of the day, and then my mom would be like, it was a beautiful day out, you didn't go, you didn't know it was sunny, or and I'm like, I don't know, and I don't like missing that. I like to appreciate, like that's what everybody says if they live in LA or Miami. They're like, oh, I missed the seasons. Well, this way I can sort of appreciate, okay, it was cold, it's getting warmer. At least you feel like you're aware of what's going on in the world. So that's kind of nice. When I was a kid, I used to go for runs in the snow in like the bike path areas near my home, and I'd be like, oh, I'm lifting my knees to get through the snow. And it would be at night and be quiet, and I'd be going along the train tracks, and I'd see all the lights in people's houses and apartments. I'm like, oh, what's going on in there? Because that was That's basically it. Like, there was no internet. You couldn't just go home and say, oh, like, what are people doing? So you just imagine what people are doing in their house, or you hope that somebody's going to call you, and there's going to be a little note when you get home from mom saying, oh, Tom called or something. He needs his Super Bowl pool picks or whatever. So we've passed this pub on my past few runs. It's still closed. There's the U.S. Embassy. I should probably start changing this direction up. I feel like I've run in this same little route several times now. What else can I tell you for January 2nd? I want to listen to a Tony Robbins podcast. I see he's done 4 fireside chats this year. I'm sure he'll have some wise advice. I just wish, if I was going to talk to somebody like him, I could actually talk to him directly so we could talk specifically. Oh, look at that. That guy's walking around with a little baby. So I could have that. If I find a girl like right now, in 9 months, I could be walking around with a little, what do you call them? Papouche or something? I feel like there's a funny French word for holding a baby in your thing. The host of the YouTube creators, Tim Schmoyer, was just saying he's got a minivan for his family of 9. So I guess 7 kids. Well, that must be awesome. And like I've always said on these chats, I like people are getting food. That's the one thing. You can always say, okay, I'm going to make $10 million this month or whatever, but you can't go back in time and say, okay, I'm going to have kids, and now I want grown kids or 7 kids. It takes a long time. I didn't realize. I probably should have started 8 years ago. Is it 9 years ago now? I don't know. When was my 40th birthday? And then I could have had 3 or 4 or 5 kids by now, and then be still working on my screenplay. But anyways, this new year is all about, living in the moment and making the most of what we can do right now. And I'm already doing more than I was all year. Getting up early. 8 o'clock's pretty good. And if I just last night I was thinking about going to bed at 9, and then I was still watching YouTube videos until my Vietnamese friend Charlotte called. There's a nice, is that a condo? That kind of looks nice. At like 10 p.m. I was like, ugh. So if I can just make an hour earlier, then for sure I'll wake up at 6.
The whole thing is great.
So that would be my goal, I guess. And then, I don't know, I just feel like if I'm up at 6 and I'm working fast, I could do a lot more with the day. Who knows what I'll do, but I don't know. Rocky was written in a weekend by Stallone. You can do all that. So, all right. Hope you're enjoying this tour. Oh, remember the yoga? I did nude yoga in the summer. They had it in that building there. That was quite the experience. I've been trying to think of a joke about it for stand-up comedy, but it's too ridiculous to even write a joke about. Oh, look at that, Kettleman's Bagels. Speaking of jokes, a girl in my stand-up class did a joke about that. She said, Kettleman's Bagels, what'd she say? Oh, they're open 24 hours, even during the pandemic. What hubris. It was something like that. It was like, how dare they be open all the time? And then the teacher helped her write a joke. She was like, who's out that late anyways? Only people with COVID or something. And he rewrote it to be like, or no, only COVID's out that late. And then so he wanted the punchline at the end, and he wanted to be about COVID. So she's like, the only thing that's open, the only thing that's out after 10 p.m. is COVID or something. Nice little punch. So yeah, stand-up class was fun in Ottawa. I guess it's already January. All this stuff I was saying, oh yeah, am I going to sign up for that again in the new year? I guess it's time to do that. See, now the roads are getting kind of boring. Once you're out of the actual little market here, you're like, it's just cozy little houses. This is starting to feel like, where am I? I guess this is a nice little area. We got aesthetics and pizza. Of course I could get an apartment down this way. Oh, this is a nice little building. It's got an award of excellence. Complete in 1980. So I guess they made it look old, maybe? What was I talking about? Yeah, I could live out here if I was going to live somewhere, but I don't know. Oh, here's a plug I can use if I ever need to charge my phone. Ooh, look at that. A real U. Come on. You telling me I wouldn't want that for my bar mitzvah? Oh, 3D U. Okay. So Spider-Man I would definitely want. And then I would want little me as well. Huh. All right, well, I'll go back in time, have a kid 13 years ago, and then I'll make that for him for his cake. Gotta be in the moment. Gotta be present. Gotta get a little house like that. Just gotta find a nice woman who would love to help me fill that home, because I feel like it'd be lonely if you had a little house like that. Like, even being away from my parents. It wasn't bad last year. I stayed in a hotel near my parents' house, and, by the end of the day I could walk over for dinner or stuff, so that helped me sort of cope. But if I go away far again, I don't know. How did I live in Toronto for so long? I guess I had my little friends and whatever. But yeah, well, whatever. That could be like a little residence. Imagine if I had a little balcony and I could like yell upstairs like, hey, what are you doing, neighbor? I was just reading about, I think I clicked on a little clickbaity ad in CNN, like a paid ad. Look at that balcony, that's kind of nice. Yesterday, it was like, seniors' homes in Ottawa is like a dream come true or something. And there was no picture or anything of the seniors' home that they had advertised. But it went to some website about, some senior living for 55 plus. And it was like, it's an apartment that's not full service, but it's right beside their full retirement home. So you can start to, use the facilities and stuff. And I'm like, that's in less than, that's like 6 years and a bit. And I'm like, will I be ready to move into a retirement home? I feel like I'm still, in my head, I'm still thinking, hey, I want to go to university. I want to live in a dorm with students. I want to start a family. But I wonder if I'd had a wife my age or a bit younger or something, if I'd married one of these girls, would it be different? Would I be like, hey, I feel like my life's, going as it should. This is a cute little house. Look at this little door beside the whole apartment. And that sign says Donna's Friendly Store. That sounds very nice. I think about all the apartments I looked at before I bought my condo. There was lofts in a neighborhood, and there was one in a neighborhood with a little store in the corner and stuff. And I thought, what if I go to that coffee shop every day and stuff? So behind me there, I don't know if you can see, there's a little kid, and there's a woman that looks like the kid's grandmother. And that's kind of cute, so that could be my mom taking my kid out for a walk. But it could still happen. If I have a kid now, in 3 years she can walk the kid, so. And then we can go play in this playground. And in the meantime, I've got my niece and nephew. And in the meantime, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. In the podcast I was listening to, this guy, I guess he gained 250,000 subscribers in a year. I guess he was already at 100 because he's at 350 now. And he talks about cars and stuff. But who knows, right? Maybe these vlogs will take off and the whole world will be like the Truman Show. Everybody will be watching me going, is Josh going to make his jog today? What's going to happen? Where the heck am I? This looks like some kind of embassy now. I'm pretty much at the river. I don't want to be running this far. I'm kind of done my run, and I want to go back home and sit down and start uploading videos. This is frustrating. And I do it all for you people. And it's probably killed my battery because I've got an old iPhone. Look at this cute little house with 2 people in it. And then this is like, look at that little garage over the thing. There's so many nice things. I was just picturing as I was running down Elgin Street now, like, what if it was warm? What if I was in LA running through a nice neighborhood with palm trees? And I'm like, I've always thought that would be so cool. Like even when I ran in Miami, I was visiting my friend Diane a few years ago and ran through her suburb area. And I was like, it's so warm, the big lawns. And the blocks, I don't even think they had curbs. It was something like little rocks in the corner to delineate the roads or something. When you're in warm places, it's all kind of more casual. Remember Israel barely had, like it was just, I don't know, it's not like sealed, 39 minutes, 44 seconds, 2 miles. Okay, so my app is telling me I just did 2 miles. They barely had seals on the building. Like it was just kind of rough and tumble buildings. Then I came back to Toronto and I was like, buildings with straight lines and airtight and everything. So it's a whole different vibe. A long time ago. But you know what? I mean, first year university was only like 9 months, 8 months. yeah, I guess September to April. So who knows, right? Like, how much could you cram into the next 8 months? How much, I mean, that trip to Europe was just 1 month when I was 20, and I still think about it every minute. It tells me I should have done more of those, but also it shows, look what I could do. Maybe I could have a month of memories right now. Maybe this week could be amazing. Frosh week was only like a few days, right? But I still think about it every minute. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in 10 years I'll be like, oh, remember that run I did on January 2nd, 2021? Fond memories, wasn't that so fun? So yeah. All right, good morning everyone. Hey, comment below if we're doing like community interaction and stuff. What are you up to on January 2nd, 2021, or whatever day it is that I finally get around to uploading this? How are you gonna make the most of every single day now? It's exciting, isn't it? All right, maybe you can walk your little dog like that person is. Okay, there is the dad, the dog, the kid, and the sled. And I just want to point out that I just ran for like quite a while, did my whole run, and right at the beginning I saw that family, and I was like, that's my inspiration to start filming today, because that's my, wow, what a dream come true. And then at the end of it, there they are, the kid's walking on her own. It's almost like she's grown up, and the dog's still walking, and they're still walking around. So I don't know, I've made little friends with them now, even though we've had no interaction. And now I am near the river. It's Parliament Hill over here. I'm gonna head back down Elgin Street. I ran here, I think at the beginning of this year, last summer, beginning of the pandemic. Maybe it was the pandemic? I think it was. And look how beautiful it is here. All right, I'll run up here, I'll run down, and yeah, just thought it's fun. It's a small town here. You run around for an hour and then you wind up seeing the same people. I don't know, there's some life lesson there. I don't know what it is.